Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. This devil's your host, Bill Miller. All right, so we are doing a year-ending video, a review of our 2020 comic book chase list. Let's see what, if any, books I was able to cross off the list throughout this year. Very excited about this. We're going to go ahead and get started and jump in. I certainly didn't know that I would get any. Definitely knew that I wouldn't get all of them. Just gave me something to kind of shoot for, something to aim for, and something to be on the lookout for. It was great fun. I will do a list for 2021, but let's wrap up this year. I had 20 books that I was looking for, plus 3 honorable mentions. Kind of cheating with the honorable mentions. I'm not doing that for next year's list, but it is what it is. So let's get started with our 3 honorable mentions. One of them was Detective Comics 400. So I did get a raw Detective Comics, and it's one of the books that I sent into CGC. It was a good value pick. It wasn't necessarily one that I wanted to keep and hang on to. I want my grade higher, but this was being priced at between 4.5 and 5.5. I knew it was undergraded, so I figured there was an opportunity there. Came back at 7.0. Beautiful book, but one that I will be moving on from, and ultimately I will remain on the lookout for a higher grade copy of Detective Comics #1. So that one's still on the list, if you will. And none of these books will be on the list for 2021. I'll have all new books on there, but that doesn't mean that I won't still be looking for any and all of the books that I failed to get this year from this list. The next one was Werewolf by Night #33. The second appearance of Moon Knight. I did manage to get that one in the grade that I wanted it. So this one is being crossed off the list. So that was an honorable mention. Werewolf by Night #33. And the last honorable mention was The Incredible Hulk #182. As I mentioned, 181, probably out of my price range. 180, certainly getting there. I figured 182 was one that I might be able to hustle up, and I was fortunate enough to do so. I got The Incredible Hulk #182, and so I marked this one, this honorable mention, off the list. So let's get started with the list of 20 books for 2020. Ghost Rider #81. That is the last issue in the original series, the Bronze series. And I was very fortunate to be able to get that one. So Ghost Rider #81 can be marked off the list. The next one that we have is The Defenders #1. And again, we succeeded. Mrs. Musings got me The Defenders #1 as a gift this year. I believe it was my Father's Day gift. Certainly didn't earn this in my role as father, but I'll take it. Definitely excited to have that one. So Defenders #1 can be marked off of our list. The next book we have is Captain Marvel #1. And I didn't get that one. So Captain Marvel #1, no dice this year, but we'll still be on the lookout. We'll be searching for it, and hopefully next year or the year after that, we'll be able to find one and snatch it up. Next was Doctor Strange #1. And we did get a Doctor Strange #1. So super excited about that. This one can be marked off the list. Doctor Strange #1 is a go. Weird War Tales #1. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my grubby little paws on a Weird War Tales #1. Gorgeous cover, very dark, and a bit pricey and higher grade. So we'll keep on the lookout for that one. Red Wolf #1. The first issue of his own series. We did not get that one. It's not terribly expensive. Things just didn't work out, so that one will stay in our search list. Frankenstein #1, or Monster of Frankenstein #1, the Marvel series. We did manage to get that one. So super excited about that. Just a beautiful cover. Mike Plug art. And Monster of Frankenstein can be marked off of our list. Devil Dinosaur #1. Not a terribly expensive book, but relative to the other books in this particular series, certainly more expensive. And we were able to get this one. Jack Kirby art. So we can mark this one off the list. I revealed that in a mystery unboxing. I think that's the most thumbs down I've ever gotten for a video. A lot of people didn't like that. I think they felt cheated by the reveal only being a Devil Dinosaur. Shogun Warriors #1. This is another one. It's not terribly expensive, but one that I was happy to pick up. We got a 9.8. Wonderful series. Ended too shortly. Too short. Ended too quickly. There you go. Based on a Japanese toy line. So Shogun Warriors #1 can certainly be marked off the list. The next is Thor #126. Unfortunately, that one cannot be marked off the list. That's the first issue when the title changes from Journey into Mystery to Thor. And I wasn't able to track one down that I could afford, or I wasn't able to work the finances for... There's a myriad of reasons why, so that one will stay on the list. Tomb of Dracula #1. So I found a raw copy of Tomb of Dracula #1 that I knew probably wasn't going to be high grade enough for what I wanted for the PC. But it was nice, and I sent it into CGC, and it came back an 8.0. So this is one that I fully intended to sell at some point, but it could at least be a placeholder until I was able to get the one that I wanted to keep, and I was able to do that, and that's this one right here. So Tomb of Dracula #1 can be marked off the list. Very excited about that. The next was Tomb of Dracula #10. No dice on that one. That's a pricey one. First appearance of Blade, obviously. So going forward, it's still one that'll be on my wish list, but it'll take some doing to secure that one. So we cannot mark off Tomb of Dracula #10. nor can we mark off the next one, Submariner #1. Now, this isn't the one shot of Iron Man and Submariner #1, which is also a pricey book. This is the first issue of his eponymous series. So Submariner #1 we did not get. That one stays on our hunt list. As does the next one, Captain America #117. Also a pricey book. First appearance of Falcon. Would like to say I came close, but I didn't even come close this year. So we'll still be on the lookout, on the search, on the hunt for Captain America #117. The next one we did track down, however, and that was ROM #1. ROM Space Knight. So again, this one was also a gift from Mrs. Musings. Very excited about that. We also sent one in to CGC that came back a 9.8. So super cool. ROM #1, another series based on a Japanese toy line. Incredible read. Bill Mantlo was really good with licensed properties. The next one is Incredible Hulk #102. And this one was A-okayed to me by the one, the only Comic Head 84. Just a beaut. Super excited to mark this one off the list. Kenny, thanks again, brother. Right up my alley. Very kind of him to send that. And I'm very appreciative. The next one was Shanna the She-Devil #1. And we did manage to track that one down. So Shanna the She-Devil, we can mark off of our list. Very excited to have that one. As seemingly unpopular as this series was, all of the issues in high grade go for more than I would anticipate that they would. Next, we had Knight Rider #1. And we got that, again, a gift from Mrs. Musings. So super cool. Happy to have this one and happy to mark it off of the list. The next one is Hero for Hire #1, Luke Cage. We weren't able to get that one. Pretty pricey and high grade. That black cover certainly makes it difficult. Spine ticks just show up like nobody's business. So we're still on the hunt, still on the lookout for Hero for Hire #1, Luke Cage #1. And lastly, we had Weird Western Tales #12. And I was able to get that one. Super excited about that. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And this is the first issue in this series. So Weird Western Tales #12 can be marked off the list. And that will do it. I hope you enjoyed seeing the books that we were able to get in 2020. I certainly enjoyed showing them to you. And if you did, I would encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted as soon as I drop new red-hot content. Thumbs up and comments are always appreciated. Remember, we're taking over the world one comic book at a time.